Area, I hail you now, gidigba, well. In fact, I throw a salute, give all of una do well. Well, coming to the review of what we get. I think I see that Kaliskus, I be Kaliskus, way come out. You know, he want to distract everybody concerning this election tribunal. And Rufai give an award. I go show that word. You know, he reply him. You know, so that Rufai, gets still they reply somebody. And when he talk, now we listen to him. And secondly, we call the hear same in United States. That will not bother also. Whether United States give he endorsed Tinubu, he give and cup. That will not concern anybody. That will not concern obedience. That will not concern anybody. Everybody they do their own. United States, they find their own for inside because they must chop now. Nigerian get money now, so they must chop inside. So all those say they put call, they not put call. That's not our business. But the way it be our business, then be say that's Festus Keyamu. We know they control him, because they throw words to Obi. Well, they say the patient's dog eat the fattest bone. You see this Festus Keyamu, a time will come, then go consider the praise Obi. So that's fine now. So after I saw that my INEC chairman, that on INEC chairman, he can't come, carry microphone, they talk, they defend the BVAS. At the mumu people is surround them. They call the hail, yes, okay, say it again, yes. People mumu, koro afternoon, they rob una, then in the night, they can't give the thief the winner. Una say, yes, give it to him, yes, we like it. I cry for Nigeria. Well, these and many other stories I want to show you now, especially the Chief Justice of Nigeria. I don't really know the part where that man they really play, because for this whole election tribunal, I dey try and see his face. I never see his face. But we can't hear say man, he can't give us speech to women. With a look, my people, I will show now the video, all the videos we be say they trending today, and we support the old tribunal election and everywhere they talk. Fingers crossed. They say they go try make the judgment quick, you know, make it fast. Any has to be, we still rely on the courts. That is our last hope. In fact, obedient, that's our last hope, man. We believe say God will intervene. May 29th, all they knock for door. God will intervene. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch the video. I will soon again on a Bod TV, but now don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. I love when I plenty. Oh, thank you.
Well, there's no setback here. The court, in its wisdom, decided that the subject of our application, i.e., the live streaming and open telecast, is not in any way connected with the merits of our petition. The petition is separate, it's ongoing. The application did not succeed to have the televised version of the proceedings relate to the entire world. And as far as we are concerned, we are now set for hearing. Tomorrow we'll be here by God's grace for pre-hearing report that will determine the progress of the petition and the time the petition will be heard and concluded. Thank you very much. Well, our position, as far as this is concerned, is that the issue of consolidation is one that is compelled by statute, and we have no objection to it. We are prepared to proceed. Thank you very much. For us, we are prepared for hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The other day we were raising this question of perhaps people have been asking you if you think that there's going to be, these issues are going to be determined before the inauguration. I believe that, people have been asking you that. Can you respond to that?
We are focused on our petition. Thank you very much.
Once we see what we want. Once we see what we want, we will let everybody know, including you, the media. Because the bottom line of the presidential election is the BVAS. That's why we want to see it. So once we see it and we are satisfied, we will make it known to the court. Well, they've given their reasons. The court says it's a policy matter. We are not part of the policy-making apparatus of the court, or any court for that matter. We are a council, and our duty is to bring whatever request we have to the court. If they agree, we say as the court pleases. If they disagree, we still say as the court pleases. So that's the position. They have disagreed, and we are moving on. Thank you.
Let me address the 7-week issue.
Yes, please.
Every time we come to the court, the INEC would say they are giving you notice, just like they have said, and then you would say you have not received. Where to please give us?
What the situation is simply that there are numerous documents, and they're supplying them piecemeal. So it's not something I can stand here. In Rivers State, for instance, let me just give you one example. There are 23 local governments. They've given us from EC8A. In respect of 15, we still have 8 outstanding. And you can't make a conclusion based on 15 of 23. So that's what the quarrel, let me call it quarrel, that's what it is about. Any day we receive everything we're asking for, we will let you know. Holding back. We're not holding back. We cited an authority. It's a decision of this court. If you listen to the arguments, contentions, and so on, some people think it's mandatory. The decision we have submitted says it's discretionary. So that's if there is a decision of the court indicating that whether or not to consolidate is discretionary, then either way will be satisfied. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Please can you tell us, give us a slide report on when procrastination of 180 days? What is this?
No, 180 days does not apply because the matter was decided on the merit at the High Court, the Court of Appeal. So we are not going back there. This court will determine it on the merit, whether there was double nomination and also whether we have local standard. They have done it before. They did it in the case of Uche Nwosu and APP, so they'll do it again. Exactly on all fours.
Wake up the criticism by the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi of the telephone call placed by the United States Secretary of State Anthony Blinken to Nigeria's president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu over his election victory. The Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Festus Keyamo, over the weekend berated Peter Obi, stating that his tantrums are pointless because the United States is aware that he lost the election fair and square. In a series of tweets, Peter Obi stated that there is lack of clarity on the basis of Anthony Blinken's call to Tinubu on the 16th of May, and that since the outcome of the presidential election is being contested in court, the U.S. is expected to await the full resolution of the ongoing judicial process before conferring legitimacy on any of the contending parties. Well, in response, Keyamo told Obi to calm down from his high horse and stop deceiving his supporters. Well, his tweet reads in part: Your Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, I am sorry, but there is clarity as to the basis of the U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken's call to Tinubu and their pledge for support and cooperation. It's obvious that you and your supporters have overrated your noise and tantrums after the election as having any real effect internationally. No, they have not had any such massive effect as you would wish. Unfortunately for you, the US have dealt with so many opposition figures around the world, and they know exactly how to separate facts from fiction. They know you lost fair and square. They know that in a complex society like Nigeria, you could not have won with your message of religious war. They know you are just a splinter of the main opposition, the PDP, so it amounts to delusions of grandeur to think that you won when you actually came third. Ayo, I'm coming over to you. If you recall, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie last month had written an open letter to Joe Biden questioning, the U.S. Seeming support for the February 25th presidential election, because obviously it is in court at this moment. But Festus Keyamo also made a point about the fact that does Peter Obi want, Nigeria to stand still because of his petitions that are in court. But I think it borders down to the fact that the U.S. is such a democratic nation, and, pledging their support in that kind of manner shows that the U.S. should be not seen as partisan in that way. That's what people are saying. I don't agree with that fact, but I also know that the U.S. is all about selfish interests, and they would pledge their support in any way they deem fit.
Yes. Okay, so it's only a few days to inauguration, and I believe that the United States of America, with interest in Africa, particularly Nigeria, would congratulate the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whoever sits on the seat. They didn't elect him. According to what is ongoing, Nigerians selected or elected their leader, during the elections, and so the person that was being congratulated is the office of the president-elect. We have to get that right. Whoever emerged as winner would have been called by the United States of America. I think it's important to mention that. And he also, going back to Festus Keyamo's tweet, even though one part of it where he said he lost the election fair and square, that's for the courts to determine, because it's because it is being challenged in court, and he cannot make statements like that until at least the court is able to rule on that. But he said that he reminded Mr. Peter Obi that during his own election and other parties had gone to court, people congratulated him and he didn't reject the congratulations. Right. Until the court states otherwise. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and barring any circumstances, he will be inaugurated on the 29th of May 2023. The United States of America, as a partner, trade partner, diplomatic partner with Nigeria, will congratulate the president-elect of Nigeria. Yeah. It's simple, but I must say also that it wasn't only Mr. Peter Obi that criticized that call. Waziri Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the PDP, also criticized the call. But as we mentioned, the U.S. already condemned the elections, saying that it was fraught with irregularities. However, congratulating the president-elect is normal. It's to be expected.
Yeah, just to make the point, Claire, that the United States President Joe Biden has not put a call through at this point. So that's another point. Well, in another development, Calista Sokafo, a former deputy chairman of the Labour Party, has been trending on social media after he declared himself as the authentic acting chairman of the party. In a viral video over the weekend, Calista said that the constitution of the Labour Party still recognizes him as a substantive deputy chairman of the party, and that he has approached the Supreme Court to declare him as such. He also urged Julius Abure and Lamidi Apapa to stop parading themselves as leaders of the party and described them as fake. Well, in the meantime, Callistus was on our nightly program Newsnight, where he accused a former Director General of the Labour Party, Donyo Kupe, of threatening his life.
Some people keep on asking, why do I emerge now? I read a lot of reactions from Twitter. Why is it that he is emerging now? Why is it that he's arising now to claim leadership? No, I'm a very peaceful man. I'm in court, like you said. Obi is my brother, my senior brother, my leader. And he knows that his brother from Anambra State is in this party. And he knows that it's a problem. Tell me, why didn't Obi at least say, if he's a Sinabure, even if they say, I'm a stupid man, I am this and that, as his brother, he would have said, let me see this man and hear from him. The only time Peter Obi reached out to me was the time he said, Doyo Kupe. Doyo Kupe came to me with one other man from Newi. Doyo Kupe told me that, listen, that they have hired so many lawyers, retired judges, they have hired so many, they put 1.30 billion against me. That they can do anything. My colleague, the National Vice Chairman South asked him, are you saying anything? He said anything. Even by killing, he said anything. We now carefully told him, say, please, okay, can you give us time to go and think about it? We'll come back. We didn't come back again. I became afraid meeting anybody, because if somebody can go as far as telling you that he can do anything, I don't even know where he is. I mean, which side is he? But using that word on the table of negotiation was wrong.
Rufai, please, over to you. I've made a lot of comments on this story.
So what is happening to Labour Party is what happens as a result of success. All these people all of a sudden love Labour Party now so much. They want to be leader because Labour Party got over 6 million votes in the election. Pure and simple. And you can see how the game is playing out. We remember we particularly interviewed Mr. Callistus, and I asked him, does he want to do a deal? He laughed that day, a couple of months ago. So what has happened all of a sudden now? They have saw that, oh, Labour has done very well. After the Lamidi Apapa debacle, he too is coming up. What do they keep saying? Recognition. And I think the Labour Party should watch it. Because all of this problem started the very first time when Peter Obi came in, and we asked vital questions. And didn't you do your internal checks before all of this happened? He said, yeah, he did, but they will settle out all the problems. So Callistus is back again. Probably, let's give its own a timeline. How many weeks did Lamidi Apapa's own last?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think they lasted a month or two. So let's give Callistus how far he's going to be able to stretch it. But Labour Party should watch it. Absolutely. Because this is quickly degrading the prospect of Labour Party. But you have more like that. Probably after Callistus, another actor will come on the scene, to come and act these plots out. Right. But Labour Party should watch it to settle all their internal crises as they go to court, because they do not want any of this drama as we speak. But hey, that's the way politics runs in Nigeria.
Absolutely. Dr. Abati, my main concern was the threat to his life by,
he has to prove that.
Okupe. I thought that was quite strange. I mean, he said he stayed away because Doyin Okupe also, had threatened his life. I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, if he's alleging threat to his life, what he needs to do is to take, the appropriate steps to report to the police or whatever. And he should know that that's a very serious allegation. Yeah. Should it become a serious matter? In fact, Dr. Okupe himself can sue him, for, maligning him publicly and all of that. But, that's at their level. I think it's most unfortunate that the Labour Party cannot manage success. In the last election, the Labour Party, became the rallying point for many people, young and old, and succeeded in, winning massively in the East, getting up to 40 seats in the National Assembly, and the party came to the notice of more Nigerians. One will expect that apart from the petition in court, that the objective will be to grow that party into a stronger force than we have seen. Instead, we've heard from 3 different chairmen of the party within a space of 1 week. Julius Abure says he's chairman. He's no longer suspended. Lamidi Apapa says he's acting chairman. Callistus Okafor also is laying claim to the same position. What then is the difference in terms of foundational ideology between the Labour Party and the other political parties that many Nigerians complain about? After all, some people saw Labour Party as an alternative. But what you are seeing, the ugliness that we're confronted with, is that it's not really an alternative, because the same political culture that we've been witnessing is what we're seeing in the Labour Party.
You are going to be deployed to the most important level of the electoral system. That is the polling unit. The polling unit level is the most important level, because that is the only place where Nigerians go and vote. So you will handle the register, you will handle the BVAS, you will also handle the results at that level, and you will also be responsible for transmitting the result to the IRF portal on election day. So what we are doing here and nationwide is to train you. We have the manual, the physical manual, we have the soft manual online, and then we brought in the BVAS for hands-on training. So all of you will be familiar with this machine, so that you are not only seeing it on election day. So if you have areas where you don't understand, please ask questions. When you deploy on election day, the first thing after a voter has been accredited or confirmed is to authenticate using the fingerprint, and this is the window. If the fingerprint doesn't work, and don't just try one finger, try the thumb, try the index, try the other fingers. If it doesn't work, then you take the picture. There are 2 cameras on this machine. There is the front camera and there is the back camera. Once the voter is accredited, you will see a green light, and on On this window, you will see the number of persons accredited. For instance, this is a demonstration BVAS. It says that there are 38 registered voters, but accredited voters is 0. Once you accredit, the number will be showing. So please pay attention to this. I should also tell you that we are watching you. The moment you pick up this BVAS to configure it, the front camera will take your picture, so we know who is handling the BVAS. So we are also tracking you. Whatever you need to do to these machines, we are watching you at the back end on the same machine. Before you configure, the first thing the machine does using the front camera is to take your picture, so that we know the person who is accrediting voters and who has been assigned to a particular polling unit. Don't assign this machine to any other person. Pay attention to what your trainers are telling you. It's a new school for you. It's a new school. And who will examine you? Nigerians will examine you on election day. INEC will also examine you on election day. So do I have your assurance that you are committed to this process? Yes, sir. You are also going to swear to an oath of loyalty and neutrality. I saw mine in yesterday. From the chairman of INEC to the presiding officer at the polling unit level, all of us will swear to an oath. I did mine yesterday as the returning officer for the presidential election. Are you assuring me that you are committed to this process? Yes, sir. Are you assuring me that your loyalty is to Nigeria and Nigerians only? Yes, sir. INEC is not a political party. You are not agents of any political party. You are agents of an independent electoral commission. Our loyalty and allegiance is to the Nigerian people. Whoever they choose, so be it. It's their own decision. Our responsibility is to be an honest broker and an umpire. Am I guaranteed once again that you will be loyal to these processes? Yes, sir. No fear or favor? Yes, sir. No affection or ill will? Yes, sir. All committed? Yes, sir. All charged? Yes, sir. All good to go? Yes, sir. God bless NYC.
Let's be appeal, and the president of the National Association of Women Judges Nigerian chapter, my Lord, the Honorable Justice Peter Odili, JSC retired in absentia, who is the immediate past president and ex officio of the National Association of Women Judges Nigerian chapter, my lords, heads of courts, the executive members of the National Association of Women Judges Nigerian chapter, chairpersons, and paper presenters at this conference, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great delight that I stand before your lordships to address you all this morning and declare your conference open for the 2023 Conference of the National Association of Women Judges in Nigeria. Conferences of this nature provide a platform for the women judges to interact and cross-fertilize ideas that will promote greater understanding and better resolution of legal issues facing women in general and those concerning women judges in Nigeria. This conference, organized in collaboration with the National Judicial Institute, is one with great promise of intellectual discourse, and I'm hopeful for many more collaborations beyond capacity building. As beautifully captured in the theme of this conference, the objective is to reinforce the capacity of the women judges in the judiciary, who are vital stakeholders in the fight against numerous injustices in the polity. it is safe to say that certain vices in our society have greater impact on women and the girl child, and this forum allows for discourse along these lines. I must mention that violent crimes against the female gender include sexual slavery and human trafficking, rape and female genital mutilation, which still persist despite efforts in eradicating same. It is with this background in mind that your reputable association, in collaboration with the NJI, conceived the theme and topics for discussion at this conference, thereby bringing together experts and judges from across the country to deliberate and discuss issues which will reinforce the capacity of our judges, encourage the cooperation and collaboration among women judges in the fight against the violation of the fundamental rights of women, among many others. My lords, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, this conference affords stakeholders the opportunity to dialogue on current and emerging issues, both locally and internationally. As such, this forum avails us the opportunity to discuss human trafficking in persons, which has taken a new dimension in terms of trafficking in persons for the removal of organs, TPRO. This has become a cankerworm, which is gradually hitting deep into different spheres of our society. This is an issue which largely affects all, that is, women, men, and children, especially persons of vulnerability in exploited, deceived, coerced, or abused for the illicit use of their organs. As such, the ongoing fight against human trafficking remains a task that all stakeholders must close ranks to tackle, as it is the desire of most Nigerians that this hydra-headed monster be caught. My lords, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, without preempting the erudite speakers slated to present papers at this forum, it is pertinent to note that the theme of this year's conference, the woman judge in the 21st century, is apt, considering the critical role of women judges today in guiding against discrimination against women and girls, and indeed biased application of the laws, and consequently ensure women's equal access to justice in our society. I am hopeful that the conference will equally provide a platform to engage stakeholders towards the successful implementation of proposed roadmaps to combat vices that largely affect the vulnerable women and girls in our society. My lords, I am also aware that this is an election year wherein your new Executive Council of National Association of Women Judges in Nigeria will be elected into office. I want to urge you all to ensure that you elect competent judges to drive the activities of this association in line with the rule of law and due process. I want to hear right now especially congratulate our president, the Honorable Justice Binta M. Iyako, the new president of the International Association of Women Judges, and indeed all the members of the National Association of Women Judges for making us proud. I have no doubt that your lordship will perform beyond expectations with the support of your colleagues. As women judges in the 21st century, I want to encourage you all to dispense justice as usual to all manner of persons without bias, affection, and ill will. Certainly, The judiciary is indeed the last hope of the common and the uncommon man. Therefore, we must all pull together as judicial officers to preserve the confidence reposed in us by the public.
The Bod TV board. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads.